Hi there! Welcome to my channel, Stitching on the Go with Luella. I am Luella, of course, and I want to give a great howdy-do to everybody that is tuning in again. And welcome to any new watchers if this is your first episode that you've gotten. I had tried to get every week, to come and do the Flosstube, but it's not working out that way. But in fact, I had actually videotaped one about a week ago, a little over a week ago, and I ditched it. And I kind of did some hard thinking and a little praying about it. And sometimes, I guess you get a little depressed if it doesn't go like wildfire, like your subscribers and how many people are watching your show. But I do also know that it takes about a year to get established. But sometimes, when you see other people that are just all of a sudden, boom, they're out there and they've got tons of subscribers. I think in my case is that I don't have a lot of friends, and I don't like social avenues, so I'm usually like the wallflower, like if I go somewhere. So I'm a big homebody. Even though I know my channel is Stitching on the Go, most of it is actually all by myself, because I drive school bus, or I drove school bus for 11 years. I like traveling, and then now I drive a shuttle bus. I mean, I am stitching all over, but it's usually by myself. And so I guess it's just going to take a little bit more, and I'm not one that likes to self-promote a lot. I guess I need to get better at that, and on Instagram. And maybe that's another problem that I've had, is that Instagram, I just started it when I started the YouTube channel. So we're talking the beginning of the summer, and of course my daughter was like, oh my goodness, you actually are going to get an Instacount thing. So I do a lot of Flosstube or Facebook, and I'm in with a lot of groups. But watching more Flosstube, I'm getting into more groups, which is kind of is fun. I'm loving the challenges. I might not get the pictures out there and all of that, like a lot of other people do, mostly because I'd rather stitch than try to do all of that. So, but I am, participating in some of these challenges. The ones that I haven't actually posted pictures, but I have done, is like the 24 hours of cross stitch with Jen Lee. It's been amazing. I am really loving the acrostic and the holiday ones, and trying to think of some really, sometimes you really do have to be majorly creative in how it's going to fit. And I think when my last episode, I said that September's was, I managed to get the whole acrostic plus I think 4 days, 4 holidays, with my history of chocolate, because I just wanted it to be done, and I've accomplished that. So I have 2 weeks that I can, so like the whole first part of it is done. It was part of my Stitch Olympics, and so I managed to do that actually before my first sprint. So I had to pick another one, and which now I remember I did not pull for showing on the whip, so I will, but my basket is right here. I'll show you what I have started on next. I am excited. I'll tell you the story behind it. But I want to show you what I've managed to do because I've been doing little ones at work. I kit them up and then I can just grab and go. And it has to be something where I can't, not a lot of supplies, and because I can set it up in my bus. So little ones like ornaments, small projects, not a lot of colors, and so I've been doing a lot of little fall ones, which I'm super excited about. I managed to not only use up some of the coffee dyed fabric that I had done on Ada, which is a lot easier to work on when you are on the go. So the linen ones are saved for at home, and my big projects are all on Ada. Unless it's like a sampler, which I have yet really to do. I think I've done, and I shouldn't say that. I did a wedding sampler for my mom. I always forget about it because I never fully finished anything. And so she never got it actually hung up. And she had the plaster walls, not the drywall. So for the longest time, she couldn't even hang up stuff. If she tried to put something up, it would crack the walls. I think that most of her place is redone now. So I'm thinking maybe I should see about pulling that out and getting my mom to pull it out and seeing if I can do it. It might not be a frame, but maybe she's into quilting, so maybe we can put it into a pillow or a quilt or something. Something that she can display. I mean, like a little mini pillow or quilt or whatever. But it was a good size. It was like a 11 by 13, or I don't know, not 11 by 13. It was a rectangular, the usual rectangular ones, but it was a good size. And then I had done a stitching one that I had started making into. I was gonna like make it in, put it into to cover a binder, but I wanted to zip it up. Back in the 90s, I wanted something so I could carry my cross stitch around in and put my projects in. Back then I only did one at a time. So I had started it, but never finished it. I never got the zipper on and everything. So and it was on that fabric that it was a sewing fabric. And obviously it was in the mauves and the blues because it was in the 90s. I still love the colors, so I'm going to try to make it into a project bag of some sort. But I think, I was kind of back before project bags were even really thought of, at least the ones that we know today. So, I think those two samplers, but, now that I'm watching some of the Flosstubes and seeing some of these samplers out there, Nikki or Nicole, Samplers Across the Sea or something like that, or Hands Across the Sea. She's over, I thought she was in Europe. But then the other day I was watching a current video and she was saying something about spring. So now I'm wondering if maybe she's not in, like maybe in New Zealand or Australia or somewhere. Somewhere where it has the similar accents, and of course not being around them all the time, I don't know to differentiate between the English and the other countries. But anyway, I just have loved watching her, and I think growing an appreciation for the samplers, the replicas, the history behind it. Several of you have commented or, kind of talked about some of the different histories, why they, came about, what they, who did them, why they were so young, and that it was just part of their their culture and their tradition. And so I think that's exciting. And so I have looked through some of my patterns. I have gotten, I believe I have all but 2 years of just cross stitch all on PDF. And so you'll see one, I wanted to do one for Sampler September. And so I have started one. I am excited about it. I am doing it on an even weave, and it turned out a lot smaller than I was thinking it is, but I love the verse that's on there, and I'm looking for some with Bible verses on it. So that has been my goal. And so I'm going to show, I've done some dyeing, I've done some of my cross stitch. I am actually going to, unless I get something really cute, I mean, everything's cute, but something that kind of stands out to me, I am not going to go through my haul because it's really too much. So I might pick out like one thing that, just really stood out to me. Otherwise, you'll see it when I've got it kitted up and I've started it, because I do a lot of cross stitch. I do it for my therapy, to stay sane, to relieve stress. And so I usually do between 4 and 5 hours of cross stitching a day, and that is on a work day. So on my non-working days, I've been known to stitch between 12 and 14 hours on a non-day. So I have a lot of time to stitch. I do a lot of stitching, so I get a lot more done than those that are just starting out, those that have children at home, because I don't have kids at home. It's just my husband and I, and like our schedules right now aren't even meshing up. So, I come across them once in a while and I'm like, oh, who's you? So, and even when we do have time together, we're both homebodies, he'll listen to Flosstube, he'll give a comment here and there, like, wow, those are kind of out there, or I like that one, or I could do without that one. Anyway, those that I know that he doesn't really care for, I wait until he's gone to watch. But there's some that I think he's finding that he really likes, and but there. Oh, I think I started the Waltons watching that series again, and he literally said, "Oh, I'd rather you watch Flosstube." I think he's seen it too much because I watched the series like every year, so it kind of runs in the background when I'm stitching. So I was amazed that he said he'd rather watch Flosstube. So he sits in the chair, next to me, and he plays his bubble shoot on his Kindle, and I stitch, and then we just listen to Flosstube. So we've got the life pretty much, as if we just had a few days that we could have off together and maybe be able to go and do something. But right now, as it stands, I don't have 2 days in a row, and I can't, because it's third shift, I have a hard time doing anything because of my sleep habits. So I went and saw my daughter, and then I ended up sleeping like 12 hours after I got back. And so now I've suggested to her that I'll pay for a motel here in the Dells, and have them come for the weekend, and then I can sleep on Friday morning, and then I can enjoy seeing the grandkids and my daughter and her husband over the weekend, and we can go do things over the weekend, and it would be hopefully my sleep. So we're gonna try that, and hopefully that'll be a little bit better until I get any vacation or anything else changes at work. That's just how it's gonna have to be. I'm hoping that, within a year or whatever, after I've been there a while, things might change a little bit. We can see how things go, and maybe I can, there are some that are ready to retire, so we know that within a year, some of them are going to retire, and so, seniority is going to get bumped up, that kind of thing, so I just got to bide my time. And I'm okay with that for now. I have vacation, and after November I can start taking that. So in the slow period I might take a day off and get 2 days in a row, or 3 days in a row. If I take a Thursday, I can get 3 days in a row. So I do have a retreat coming up with my church. It's a women's retreat, and so I'm hoping I get that off as like a switch of a days off. So that'd be my first kind of weekend, and I'm looking forward to that. If not, I think I'm still gonna go, but I'll be really, really tired. So, and that might be the only deterrent for me to actually go, is can I really pull it off? So, anyway, I've already talked 16 minutes, and I thought I was going to do this shorter because I'm not going to do haul. So we'll see. I have a few of the, let's see. Let's do finishes first, and then we'll go to works in progress. So as I said, this is what I have done. This is out of a just cross stitch magazine, and I didn't write down the year, unfortunately. Well, oh no, it's 2011, so the fall of 2011 is one of those. So I didn't put the year on there, and I didn't put the border, and the reason is that, isn't he cute? He's just adorable. And of course the lighting, I just don't, until I can figure out the camera and how to get it to my computer program to mirror it, I'm still working on my tablet. So I think he's just absolutely adorable, and I have enough fabric. I think that I'm going to put on here on the top and then on the bottom the words that all wisdom comes from God. On this one, a friend suggested it, even though it was not something that I was looking for another cross-stitch piece. I can't find it in the Bible, so I can't actually put the quote on there unless she can tell me where it is. But I haven't come across it yet. But I still like the sentiment, so I'm still going to use it. And then just maybe put her initials on it or something that was her sentiment or her thing. It's a statement, I believe, so that's what I thought for that one. So this one, I believe also came out of a Just Cross Stitch magazine, and this one I'm also going to put a verse on it. I don't know if it can go all the way around or just on top and bottom. This one's going to be a little bit a lengthier statement, and I'm still working on it. I posted it on Facebook asking for suggestions for Bible verses, and I got 4 or 5 suggestions, all very good ones, and so I'm just actually studying and pulling up everything in the Bible, looking for those verses, and just trying to decide which one I want to do. So this here one is a Lizzie Kate. It is Moon Over Blackbird. It was a free one on her blog, I believe is where I found it. And I have enough space down here to put a verse, and that's the only thing that's waiting on this one. The color, oh, I wish it was. It's darker. I don't know, it's more of it's like a goldenrod, a light goldenrod. This is a hand-dyed one that I did at my mom's house, and I was glad I could find something to go with that. Let's see. This one I'm taking to work now. We've all seen it. It's the Happy Camper, except mine is going to say retirement plan. And it literally is my retirement plan. I am going to get a camper, and that's what I want to do. And my husband knows it. And I had told him, I said, if anything happens to me, that's what I'm doing. And if anything happens to him, that's what I'm doing, because it's more economical. And I've always wanted to do the whole tiny house kind of thing. So this is how far I've gotten with it. Obviously, the top part is done. The truck, we changed colors because we're not a big teal person, but we love blue. And I just started the camper last night. And that's how far I've gotten. And this is on a hand-dyed, coffee-dyed Ada. I had a huge piece, so I did a lot of pieces out of that. Just trying to find a place to put stuff. So the next piece that I'm doing this is out of, let's see, May, June of 92 of Just Cross Stitch. This is a sampler that I said that I was starting. The picture does not do it any justice. My printer does not, definitely does not do the pictures any justice, and especially if it starts running out. But the verse on there says, "Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name." Psalms 100, verse 9. So I love, as I said, I love the verse on it, and I'm looking for samplers with verses on it. There's a few of them that I've done. Oh, this is just a horrible look at. You can't tell how it really looks. Well, I do know that I have a picture on Instagram of this one. It is in the older, blues and the pinks. So, like that, the mauve was like $2.21, and then the complimentary lighter color. And I thought about changing it, but I do like it. So I wanted to just do that. I'm really happy with this. As I said, follow me on Instagram. It's on there. A whole lot better picture and of that. So I'm pretty happy about it. And it's has different stitches. So the blue here is a four corner stitch. So you basically outline its little boxes. But there's the rice stitch, queen stitch. I don't know, it's like 4 or 5. So between each of the lines of alphabet and numbers is a different specialty stitch. So this will be probably the first time I've done anything like that. And so I'm taking it as a learning process. Kind of happy with that. So, let's go to finishes. Lizzie Kate had a contest. She gave us the pattern. It was a free pattern, and then we chose the colors in there, and I think it's adorable. I know some of them kind of look funky, like this one. You would never think a sand dollar, but I looked online. I Googled it, and did you know there's purple ones and yellow ones, and this is an orange. I mean, this is really awful lighting, to be honest. And the drink, Linda wanted to know what was in the drink, and I have no idea. It's probably like a blue raspberry. I don't drink, so I don't know. I Googled it and just kind of chose, I love blues, so I'm like, oh, there's a cool blue drink. So, no clue what's in it. But that's okay, right? Okay. Here's another owl that I've done, and I'm just gonna leave him like this. I think he's super cute. Pretty sure that was just another just cross-stitch one. Give thanks. This is a Lizzie Kate one, and I believe I did DMC, except for this leaf, and you can't really see it. That's just disappointing. Wait a minute. I know I had a... If I can find, hold on one second, let me look for it. Hi, I'm back. So I found my board that I was using to keep the light from going through it, but it's not really helping the color. I sure wish I could figure out how to unmirror my phone, because it just took so much better pictures, but everything was read backwards. Here's another finish that I had. I believe it's another one that's out of just cross stitch. I don't remember the day, but I did it because it was just one color. It was fast. I think some of these were meant to be, you know, Halloween ones, but I'm doing them as fall. See, there's a little cute little owl. I don't know why. I just started doing owls this year, and as you can see, I got two little cute little owls. I bring them up. Found these at Hobby Lobby. They're, see, cute little pilgrim one, and then the other one's his lady friend. So, I don't remember if I showed you this one in the last one, but this is the Harvest Small. This one is a bent tree. August rings, so the buoy and everything. This is also on a hand-dyed from my mom's house that we did that weekend. And I forgot, the Harvest one is the hands-on design with Kathy and Priscilla. The Chalkful series. I'm sure most of you already know that. This one, I believe, is also a hands-on design one. I got this out of Just Cross Stitch magazine, but I'm pretty sure that this is, and it's on the coffee dyed. I did change it up. It had white pumpkins, and then I got Pumpkin Harvest with, oh, what do I do? It's not Color and Cotton. It's, well, if I figure it out, I only do two of them. Classic Colorworks. That's what it is. Classic Colorworks. So, and then I just finished this one up last night. This one took me about 3 nights to do because some of the nights were faster than, or you know, busier than other nights. So last night I was in dispatch pretty slow, so I finished up the letters. So the guys at work love seeing the progress, and you know, so I say I'm building a house, and then I'm doing some landscaping, so they really like that. Now onto my big one. So I told you I wanted to get History of Chocolate done, right? So Dun, 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 dun. I'm not sure I'll be able to show the whole thing. Oh, maybe. Yeah, gotta come back even farther. So, there he is. He's done. And he'll be off to my son's place. They don't have an apartment yet, so I'm not in any rush. And I'm thinking that I might do a white fabric border, like it would be a mat, and sewing that on there, and then doing black, and then doing black on the back, and then somehow doing it. But I might put like a stiffener on it and do like a wall hanging on that. It is an odd shape because I did it on 14 count. It's so long. And I have a feeling that if I framed it, it would be a specialty frame and it would be expensive. So I think the wall hanging part would be the best way of dealing with that. So there's only one other thing. So I said I had to choose another project for Stitch Olympics. And it's a full coverage, so that's our challenge. It's a full coverage Facebook group. So I gotta dig in my basket. See, I've got this basket, and it has all my little projects in them. So I could choose between Out of the Ashes by the Cross Stitch Studio, where the artist is Abraham Hunter. I'm doing that. I think I've showed that in the past. I haven't got very far. Not very far at all on that one. Or I have an Earth Designs one, and this is by Donna Gelsinger, also a great artist, and Gone Fishing. And it's a mini. It's only like 16 pages. So this one has a story behind it. So my brother-in-law saw my fox. He's absolutely in love with the fox, but it already had a home. It went to my daughter. And so he says, well, can you make me it? And first of all, I don't know if I've ever done two of the same thing. I'm not sure I'd ever want to do two of the same thing. I like the variety and everything, and a big project like that would be daunting to me, I think. So I says, but I already have something in mind for you. And he's a big fisherman. I'm not sure how much he really gets out anymore, but he still collects all the fishing poles and the fishing, and he dinkers around with it and has fun. He had an episode where he was in the nursing home, so I thought, oh, this would be an awesome thing, so I can just kind of show him the progress as we go along. And he's been out for a long time. He's doing great. It's kind of been put on the side because this happened in the spring, I think. And so I says, I chose this one to come out. And let's see. Before I started, I think I had about 4 columns done and a partial one. So I've done this and I've done this. Now this is going to be for several challenges. I'm trying to put this in when I can on the acoustic, and the holiday ones. It's just not a good. So I started in this corner right here. So this is what you're seeing. Because they're so big, a lot of times you don't see, until later where the whole pattern comes out. So this one is doing work on the acoustic. It's also the Stitch Olympics. And then I'm also stitching around the world. And I had been halfway between a town in Italy and Suez. and I'm not sure exactly where Suez is, but it was like over 3,000 kilometers. I don't know where it was. So it's a stitch a kilometer, and so I'm almost there. It definitely, so I'm not sure I'm going to get done this year on it, but I'll give it a good whirl. So we'll see how many projects that I really want to work on. But that's the one I'm working on right now. I've thought about maybe trying to push and get it done for Christmas, but then everything else would be put on the back burner, and I'm not sure I want to do that. So, the only other thing I have is, well, I have two things. The cute little thing that I've got this time for haul, then this is by far not all I've had, is I thought these things were so cute. I've seen the other ones that are stacked, the other animals, but this one just spoke to me. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of sloths, but I didn't even know about them until I saw a program on TV for them. And so I showed this to my husband. He's like, and I says, "Do you know what they are?" And he's like, "What are they, wombats?" And I'm like, I started laughing. I'm like, "No, they're not wombats." I says, "I don't even know what a wombat looks like." And so I had to look it up, and I showed him, and it's a land animal. Definitely not as cute as a sloth. But I think they're adorable, so I'm going to try to stitch this one up. And plus a whole numerous other ones. I'm trying to get my fall stuff done for the 24 hours of cross stitch in October. And because I wanted to do all fall. Then, so I have some that I'm kitting up and going to start. So hopefully you'll get to see them soon. The other thing that I've done this week, or today actually, is I said, I got to dye some fabric. So I did. I don't know how this is going to show up on the... Definitely not sure. I'm going to take some pictures of this and put it on. This is the Monaco. And you'll see that there's definitely a difference. I don't like the heavily, too heavily modeled. So, oh, this really definitely smells like. And then this is the back. I think a little bit more of the dark parts in there or whatever. So, yeah, definitely gonna have to take pictures of that for you guys. So it's 28 count Monaco. This one I love, I think, the best. This one here is, it's very, very muted of the modeling. It's so muted that you actually have to really look at it, which I'm fine with. As I said, I'm not a big... This I got at Hobby Lobby. Just the plain white. This is the 20 count even weave that they have. And this is a pretty good size piece. I'm not sure it's a full... It is a yard it's on one side, but it's like 30 by 36. So it'll do quite a few projects. I decided to try linen, and so I did dye that. It is a lighter. Where's my... Let's see if this... Because linen is... It is definitely a lighter color. More creamy than the others. And each different kind of fabric is going to be different just because it has different properties in it. So this is, obviously the linen. The other, the even weave is actually synthetic. It's, I think, part cotton, part rayon or polyester or something. So it won't take the same color the same way. And then, and I'm thinking this is a 32 count. That'll be interesting, because I don't normally do that, so hopefully small projects, tiny projects. And then this one here is Lugana, 28 Lugana. And we're not really, as you can see, it's I didn't want it really dark. I mean, I think I only did it with coffee. I didn't do tea in there. So here's some modeling on there. But as I said, not as much. I didn't want it as much, and I didn't want it dark. I wanted it light. I just didn't want it white. And so I'm not sure I left any of them in there for more than 5 minutes. But my husband came over and saw my pot, and he's like, "You stole my coffee, didn't you?" And I says, "Yeah, I took all that was brewed, and then I added instant." And he says, "Well, that looks like good coffee. I can't see the bottom." So he says, "I suppose you're going to put it in a pot and tell me it's fresh coffee." Well, maybe fabric flavored then too, huh? So no, I'm not gonna serve it to him, but I bet you he's gonna. If I made fresh coffee in his pot, which he always makes it beforehand, like as soon as it's empty, he makes it. I don't understand that, but he does. It doesn't matter if he's gonna take a cup out of it, right away. So, if I stuffed it in there, he wouldn't know the difference. He'd just be thinking that I was being kind and making him his coffee. But I think he would question it, because he knew I had the coffee in the pot. So that was exciting, and giveaway time. Hold on one second. I gotta find last week's giveaway. Okay. Last week's giveaway was this cute Santa by Crinklewood Crossings. And I only had one comment, so I don't even have to start going to get the random drawing, because it's going to, and I'm going to slaughter the name, Verpi or Verpi, and the last R is the last initial. I will comment on your comment, and if you can get a hold of me with your address, I will send this out this week. So congratulations. I hope you enjoy it stitching this little Santa, and he does have like a ginger band and a wreath, so he is adorable. So that is for this last time. For today's giveaway, now I have a bag, and every time I finish stuff that I can do, I do a lot of digitals, so there's not a lot that I can pass on some of them legally. So I'm gonna draw out of this every week to see what is out there, and to see what the giveaway is for that week, or every other week whenever I get them done. And so this week, number one is the Bent Creek August rings. It's this little small that I had shown you that I had done. And it is, the snap is not there, but you can buy snaps at Walmart or anything. So it's just a cute little, it's just a shirt. So if you want to stitch this one, say I want to stitch the lighthouse, and then the next one is this Dimensions kit. It is Noah's Ark. And what does it say on there? It says, "All creatures great and small, God bless them one and all." So this ark is a special one. It is a Christmas one. So it says Noah's Noel. It has a Christmas tree. It's decked out for Christmas. It is really cute. But I do have to tell you that it is not your average cross stitch kit. It does have regular floss. I'm going to just show it to you because, wow, okay, it's knotted up here. So there's knots. It is the floss. What's different about it is that it's printed on. And I'm sure this is an older one. My brother-in-law had it in his stash for a while. So it's almost like, it is almost like a needlework, except it's cross stitch. So, I don't know. And it didn't appeal to me. So I'm hoping somebody out there it will appeal to. So if you want to stitch this one, say, I want to stitch Noah's Ark. And it does come with a instructions, and it is different. It is different stitches. I'm seeing here continental, basket weave, Scotch stitch. So let me open it up. Just because it's so different, it's not counter cross stitch or anything like that. This is the pattern. So it kind of gives you a guide of what, it has the keys on there. So, it's not going to appeal to everybody. It didn't appeal to me. I think it's adorable, but I just wanted to be honest with you that it is not a counted cross stitch. It is printed on there, and to me it feels like needlepoint canvas. So it is the thicker canvas, but still adorable. So if it's something you want to try, just say I want to stitch Noah's Ark. So and for the comment, I'd like to know what you guys are doing this month. It's fall. Do you have any special plans, like picking apples or going on any special trips? Anything fall. I know I have friends that, always go up to Door County or always go to Gray's Mills, to get apples. They pick the apple orchards, what's your tradition? What do you do? Or what new tradition are you starting? What are you trying, experimenting with this fall? Just something fall to do. If you could put that in the comments, and then I will pick a winner for each one the next time I videotape. I'm not going to promise for every week, again. But it is getting long. It's already 48 minutes. And so hopefully, I better start doing it every week. Anyway, it's been fun talking with you, and I hope you enjoyed all of the little things that I've stitched up, and I enjoy you guys coming on the journey with me. Would love to get to know you better. I know we're all getting into the mode of which retreats we're going to be signing up for. They've been coming out. I do have my name on several wait lists, and I'm still toying with the Heaven and Earth one. I really want to go, but it does cost money. But honestly, that one I can actually mix with Seeing Family. So I have lots of family out in Oregon, Washington State. So I can mix that one with Seeing Family. The other two are pretty close. They're drivable, the StitchCon and the Midwest Stitchers, but I'm on the wait list. Midwest, I'm like, there's only one other person ahead of me on that one, but I think she stopped sending out messages, so I'm pretty sure it's probably full at this point, unless somebody backs out. So, but I'm waiting for an invoice from StitchCon. I have no idea how far I'm on that wait list. So, but it's exciting. I wish there was like one place, and if you know of a place, a website that like lists all the retreats, let me know, because I really want to get in. I don't want to go too far, but I mean, anywhere drivable, in the Midwest. I would love to start going to some. And so I guess, and it might take me a little while to get my way up on the, because of how they work, you get in and then you're kind of in until you miss a year. So, anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I want to meet more Stitchers, and I want to meet you guys. So hopefully the opportunity will come up. Anyway, I should sign off. I'll see you next time. Have a good week. Enjoy stitching. Bye-bye.